Welcome, 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 welcome to Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green. So glad to be back with you on today. Do us a favor, tag and share and text, tag and share. And whether you're watching me on YouTube or Facebook, make sure that you speak when you come into this wonderful, wonderful conclave, this spiritual assembly from people throughout different parts of the world. I am always honored from the heart of hearts to be with you. We're going to allow a few more people to come in. We are just a few minutes late again, navigating through what I believe will be the last of my technical difficulties. Thank you so much for your love, and thank you so much for your patience. And grand rising to you, Hillary, grand rising to our resident therapist, Pastor Cotton. Let's pray. Almighty, we're just thankful for this moment that has been granted to us. I believe in omniscience. There's an all-knowingness within the true creator, source, and sustainer that is fully aware of things. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this opportunity. We are linked. We are connected. We are divine. Thank you for the great examples of Yeshua HaMashiach and so many others. Lead us and guide us. Aid us in our ascension journey. And we just bless you today for all of the great, mighty, and powerful things that are taking place in our lives. By Yeshua's example, power, consciousness, it is so, and so it is. Thank you. Indeed, we vibe with our tribe. We absolutely, positively do that. Thank you for tagging and sharing. And we're going through all of the protocols. Apparently, I can be seen and heard well. Grand rising to everybody on today. What a delight and what a privilege it is to be with you all on this particular day. I always like to remind you from the beginning of our connection time to what we might call a vehicle or format of a program, a stream. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ, the Christ mind who strengthens us. When you recognize the partnership with the divine, you understand that the unlimited is accessible to you. I want you to type in the comment section, I can. My God, I feel that this morning. Come on, type it in the comment section. I can. Type in the comment section. I can. Yes, I can overcome. I can navigate through obstacles. I can endure all kinds of opposition. I can. Come on, type it in the comment section as you see it on the screen. I can. And speak it out loud. I can. Yes, I can overcome a headache. Yes, I can. I can overcome resistance. Yes, I can. I can overcome my own self. Yes, I can. No matter what you're facing, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're enduring, you are powerful enough with this partnership that I can. Oh, yes, I can. I can be happy. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I can be free. Absolutely. I can shift my mindset. Yes. I can have peace. Yes. Thank you, Hillary, for feeding me this morning. Yes. I can be happy. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I can have joy. You see all the things I can have? There you go. I can have divine love. Keep on. I can have my dream reality. Thank you so much. I can. Now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think. It's according to the power that worketh in us. I am a divine spiritual species of a God class who's one with God. I'm not powerless. I am powerful. I want you to speak out loud. I am powerful. And then I want you to type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Oh my goodness, I feel it so strong. I am powerful. Type that in the comment section. I am powerful. There's something about when you say it in a knowing, with knowing. It's something about when you say I am powerful with conviction. There's something about when you use your faith heart and your faith dimension, speaking from the faith dimension, from your God self or your higher self or your spirit. You can feel it moving through your physical avatar, that I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. My Lord, do you feel that? Say it until you feel it. Say it until you know it. Say it until your environment recognizes it. Say it until the world that you've co-created with the Creator shouts it back to you. I am powerful. Oh, my. I am powerful. Access that inner power that you were born with by divine permission of your Creator, the Source, and the Sustainer. You are a powerful spiritual being projecting into this physical three-dimensional reality, a simulation of Source, merely a construct that whether you understand or know, you are impacting every day by what you believe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for recognizing and owning the power. Last but not least, we are having a praise and gratitude alert. I want you to type in the comment section at least one thing you praise the Creator, Source, and Sustainer for, or one thing that you are grateful for right now in this moment. Type it in the comment section real quickly. Something that you give praise for, something that you are thankful for, something that you give gratitude for right now. Type it. For some, it might be health. For some, it might be family. For some, it might be finances. For some, it might be a family member. Come on. What are you thankful for? What do you give praise to God for right now? Type it in the comment section real quickly. He says, I am grateful for my mama. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Come on. Come on. We got some more. Rapid fire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Steady income. Hallelujah. Come on. Anybody else? What are you thankful for? Life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anybody else? What do you give praise and thanksgiving for right now? What causes you to pause and express gratitude? What things, what person, what place, what situation, what circumstance, what in this now moment are you grateful for? An open mind. Thank you, sir. A resident mystic, Pastor Wesley Turk. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Thank you so much for sharing and participating in Praise and Gratitude Alert. Hear me. And while you're in your space, just open your mouth and express praise and gratitude now for 10 seconds for the thing that you just placed in the comment section. Speak out loud. Remember, praise and gratitude is not only something the Creator recognizes, it's something the whole vibratory universe around you understands. It's praise and gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you all so dearly. I appreciate you all so much. I'm going to give you a few announcements before I get into the teaching on today. Just a few announcements myself. We're going to update the announcements here in the next upcoming days. I quickly just want to remind you all to visit me at theaggreen.com, theaggreen.com. We'll look to make some updates on this week, theaggreen.com. Make sure you go there. If you haven't visited before, visit now. If you haven't visited in a while, visit again. Check some things out on the site you may like, participate in. We've got even a resource page to help you with various different things you're experiencing in your personal life. And of course, you can get t-shirts like this and a mug like this that matches this t-shirt at divinespeciesshop.com, divinespeciesshop.com. And of course, I always like to remind you to follow me on the various social media sources, pages you see listed at the bottom of the screen, TikTok, excuse me, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I haven't done much on Twitter, done nothing on Twitter in a long time. Please like and subscribe. And even today, if you're on Facebook, give some hearts and likes, feedback, Facebook and YouTube. And of course, we always like to remind people that we accept all donations in any forms. You don't just have to give money. You can give love, you can give prayers, you can give gratitude. That's a form of payment here. And of course, I'll take anything else to donate to this cause and this experience. Last and certainly not least, I want to encourage you to join us, patreon.com/AGGreen now. Believe it or not, the membership base is growing pretty much every week. It's growing weekly. And people are starting to upgrade to the paid tiers. I'm going to have a hard date for you. I should have a hard date for you this month as to when we're going to transfer the majority of our programming to Patreon. That's the hub, the home for our spiritual community. And you will be able to participate and view things at the free level, but I'm going to reserve the higher level stuff, more outside of the box stuff for the paid tiers. Right now we just have 2. And as we flood those with growth, I'll eventually add another one that's going to have more and more benefits. But right now, you can use those paid tiers, okay? And even though we're joining in Patreon, if you desire to give an offering, tithes, and donation, you still will do that inside of Patreon. Now, this spiritual community is about to take another step in terms of its programming. What I mean by that is we're going to start offering some things that I have mentioned to you in the past, some more specialized things around not just spirituality, metaphysics, and religion, but around psychology, counseling, just different things like that. And we'll be using within Patreon, we'll be using Patreon itself. We'll also be probably using Zoom and things like that so that we can set up specialized groups, specialized classes centered around certain topics. So we are taking our time, but we are expanding the things that we are presenting to you through Patreon. If you haven't been there, if you haven't joined, at least as a free member, I encourage you to do that, because at some point in time, what I do midweek, I'm trying to decide if it will be both of them or just one. Is going to be on Patreon. The streaming will be on Patreon. Speaking of that, we did our first gathering on Patreon a couple of nights ago, where I did a video on the Lionsgate portal. Who saw the video on the Lionsgate portal? Real quickly, who saw the video on the Lionsgate portal? I know who saw it. I'm just asking you all to comment here. The video on the Lionsgate portal is up. I am going to take it down because the portal peaked on the 8th, but it ends on the 12th. And then we'll be entering into another portal. But who got a chance to see it? And tell me what you thought about the video real quickly. Real quickly, tell us what you thought about the video that you saw on the portal. In Patreon. We got one. Okay. Thank you so much. We got anybody else? Anybody else? That's where I'm going to be doing live streaming from within the next month. Again, I'm going to give you a hard date. We give you a hard date on that. Let's see. Thank you so much, sir. It says it was transformative. My Krista says, I watched it, loved it. All right. Thank you so much. So I've been saying this now for probably over a year. I finally gotten to the place where we're going to transition over there. And I'm going to be broaching some deeper subjects outside of, just been touching on things now, but I needed to create a safe space and a safe place for our family to be so that we can discuss some things as we're deconstructing religion and all these other things in a safe place. And at the same time, it gives me an opportunity to reward people who consistently have supported me and consistently support this platform. All right. Got some other wonderful things. Revolution Inc. I'm going to officially establish it this year before this year is out as a spiritual center. All right. So I know many of you all are probably anticipating that. I'll be talking more to you about that as well in the upcoming weeks and months. So I just said again, patreon.com/AG Green. And let me say this, make sure you download the app because I did some experimentation with a few people. And when you download the app, you don't just get an email, you get a notification on your phone from Patreon whenever there's activity that happens there. Because my thing is, I might want to do a spontaneous video like I've done in the past on Facebook or YouTube. You get an alert from those platforms and you are able to know when I'm live. I'm going to be doing the same thing in Patreon. Okay. And I want you to know because if I show up spontaneously, it's for a good purpose. And I want you to know. So if you decide that you can join me, you'll be able to join me. All right. Now, listen, there are at least 3 times, probably 2 to 3 times more people who are members of Patreon that's watching combined on YouTube and Facebook because this is a low number we're looking at now. But I want to just do a poll real quickly. Who has already joined at some level on Patreon? Type in the comment section. Who has already joined at some level on Patreon? I want to take a poll here. And if by chance you have it, when this stream is over, unless you can open up another window or do it on your phone while you're talking to me, when the stream is over, I want you to go there and at least get a free membership and prepare yourself to upgrade. All right. I am looking forward to unleashing some wonderful, wonderful things. Okay. Let's see. We've got uh Chris's hat is a member there. As a matter of fact, she's on a paid tier. Okay. Anyone else? Let's see. Our resident therapist. Okay, Miss Brenda, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And there are others on the stream as well who are already members there. Last but not least, when we form this spiritual community, we are spiritual community members. We use the term members, but really over there, you're a spiritual community. Uh, uh, you're part of a spiritual community. Period. You're a citizen of that spiritual community. That's pretty much why the language that I'm going to, okay, start using. Thank you. Mystical says, I am upgrading today. Thank you so much. And let me say this, the more people who upgrade, as I see upgrading, the more stuff I'm going to present to you, okay, on another level kind of stuff. And you're getting ready to hear some things that some of you all weren't raised to believe. Some of you all, getting ready to hear some stuff that's going to be opposite of what you've known as truth, and it's fine. We're all deconstructing. You get to process it, you get to research it, you get to study, you get to pray and meditate on it. But it's going to be some powerful, powerful stuff. I am preparing our resident mystic. I'm gonna put his name up. Our resident mystic, Wesley Turk. I've been talking to him on and off for the last 3 or 4 months. I'm going to bring him on eventually to do an interview. He's got some powerful, powerful, powerful experiences. Sometimes you don't know who's watching this program. Okay. But we're going to get a little bit deeper into who Wesley Turk is. I've been knowing him for years. Was a pastor, came up in my father's church, just a wonderful person who's deconstructed and had all kinds of powerful spiritual mystical experiences. Some folks might think he's crazy. I know he's not crazy. He's very lucid. And he walks in a dimension that very few acknowledge exists. At some point in time, I'm going to have Brenda Harris pastor on, my brother from another mother, Apostle Anthony Williams, who himself is a mystic. I'm going to bring some people on who walk in this certain dimensional spaces and places. We're going to say some stuff to you that everybody's not ready to absorb on regular social media, but in our spiritual hub, in our spiritual headquarters, we're going to talk about it all. Okay, we're going to talk about chakras. We're going to talk about everything. All these other things y'all been pushing off and pushing away, you're going to hear about. And you'll get a chance to decide what's relevant to you and what's not relevant. What you can absorb and apply and what you cannot absorb and apply. That's another thing. We're not trying to push anything on anybody. We present what we know to be the truth. And we allow people to take what they hear, research it, study, pray on it, and meditate, and then decide whether to incorporate it or implement it as a part of their spiritual and psychological construct of being. You and I get to make that choice. All right. And I too am looking forward to hearing from him as well. All kinds of out of body experiences. He's even died before and gone to the other side and had experiences. So it's going to be great, going to be great. And I want to do that inside of Patreon. We might still stream some here on Facebook, but I definitely want all of our community inside of Patreon to be available. And I want to grow the community some more so that when I bring him on and others will have more hearts that are connected, in tune, and paying attention to what these mystics and these masters are going to be teaching us. All right, let's get into it today. Those were the announcements. Thank you for your patience in listening to me. We've been what series have I been discussing on Sundays? Real quickly, tell me if you. I want to see who's paying attention. What series have I been discussing on Sundays? Excuse me. What have I been discussing on Sundays? What topic have I been dealing with on Sundays? Real quickly, I just shifted to a new topic last week for Sundays and of course as well for Wednesday. But who remembers? Who remembers? Let me see who remembers. Who remembers? He says that this is part 3, faith and feeling, the spiritual mechanics of creation. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. There it is. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. So this is part 3, faith and feeling, the spiritual mechanics of creation. And we thank God for guidance from the divine, the full revelatory experience for all, the empowerment, the elevation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This so and so it is. This is part 3, faith and feeling, the spiritual mechanics of creation. I do want you to recognize and understand again. I said it when I started this series, and I'm going to say it again, family. Nothing is happening in your life without faith. I'm going to say that again. Nothing is happening in your life without faith. On this platform and in this spiritual community, I want you to know faith is a spiritual term, not a religious one. Type that in the comment section for me. Faith is a spiritual term, not a religious one. Type that in the comment section for me. Faith is a spiritual term, not a religious one. All right. We are on this platform taking back ownership of the subject of faith and belief from religious communities. Many times when people hear you use the word faith, they automatically think religion. You and I'm saying to you, when you hear faith, you should not automatically think religion. You should automatically think spiritual or spirituality. You should automatically, in your mind, begin to understand and recognize spirituality. For thousands of years, because of the dominance of religion, People associate the term faith only within religious frameworks, and they also, watch this, only associate faith with acceptable people in their religion. And when I say acceptable people in their religion, I mean, number one, people who practice their religion. In Christianity, they would say saved. They would say only saved people. In many circles, they believe only saved people have faith. And in other religions of the world, they believe only their constituents, whatever they are named, whatever names and titles are given to them within their religion, they believe that they are people of faith. And they really have this belief that everybody else is just basically existing on the grace and favor of their supreme being or the deity that they worship and serve. They also believe that the deity that they worship and serve has no obligation to anybody else but the people who are saved or who are in this acceptable category as it relates to their religion. Did you hear what I said today? For example, I've been teaching the text for years, uh, from Romans, that God has given to every man a measure of faith. There are some preachers who believe that is only for saved, spiritual, Holy Ghost filled people. That's all they believe that that scripture is for. So while they'll say that people have faith who are not quote unquote saved or quote unquote a part of their religious aristocracy, they would say it's natural faith. It's not really spiritual faith, which is crazy to me because everybody who comes into this construct, you are a spirit being. This is why this doesn't make sense to me that you could think only your religion uh, can monopolize access to God. If we're really spirits, and pretty much this is what is incredible to me, pretty much every religion will acknowledge that you are not physical. Pretty much every religion will acknowledge that you are a spiritual being, but it is the limitations and definitions they place on you as a spirit that binds people. In other words, you are a spiritual being, but you have no power, or you are powerless, or you are a rogue spiritual being if you do not link up with a certain religion. And then, as a spirit being, practice that religion to access the deity of that being. You hear what I'm saying? To be able to be acceptable. So I know this might be new to y'all, but I want you to understand that faith in its not just its inception, but in its existence as a definition, as a spirit, as a thing, is for spirit, all spiritual beings. That would mean everybody we consider to be human on this planet is a spirit, and spiritual beings exercise faith. Spiritual beings utilize faith. My interpretation of that text, and the thematic text is Hebrews 11:1. So let's put up Hebrews 11:1 real quickly. My assistants, we got one working today. The other one is on the road, and that's awesome. Matter of fact, since I brought up Romans 12:3, we're gonna go there in a minute, but uh, we're gonna start with Hebrews 11:1. That's the thematic text we've been working from the biblical text. I'm going to again go over my quotes from the uh, great mystic Neville Goddard, who says to us after Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Neville says, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention flows. All right. He also says you are already what you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. I'm going to revisit a few things because repetition is a hallmark of a good teacher as it relates to faith. But as that scripture is being put up, okay, here we go. It's being put up now, NIV, the King James. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The New International Version, faith in action. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for, and the assurance, or an assurance about what you do not see. Assurance about what you do not see. All right. So we kind of exegeted the text briefly, and I'll get into that again. Remember, I want you to type this in the comment section because I want you to remember this. Faith is a causative force. Faith is a causative force. We'll put it up, and I want you to type it in the comment section. I'm typing it now for you. Faith is a causative force. Type that in the comment section. Faith is a causative force. Faith is a causative force. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Faith is a causative force. Family, this is one of my favorite subjects and has been for a long time. I really, really want people to understand any God, any deity in the biblical text, that in the biblical text, God has many, many names attributed to it. You notice I said it, not he, and in other texts, whatever the deity is, it's got to have faith in its own abilities to believe that it can do anything. So causation, as it relates to the world, the cause of the effect is the deity or the being in our legends and in our stories, even in Genesis, who with a word causes things to come into existence. But that is a word of faith that's spoken from within that divine source to know within itself that it is creative power and has creative power. And once it uses its mind, imagination, or word, things come into being in a physical three-dimensional sense because it knows, which is faith, that it is powerful, it is unlimited, and it is a dynamic creative source, dynamic creative power that has these abilities. It is a causative force. I really, really, really want you to understand that. And remember, I teach you again, because once you watch this, family, let me share this with you. Once you lift faith out of a religion, you are what did I say? Lift, yes. Once you lift faith out of a religion, you are separating it. You are separating it from titles. You are separating it from positions. You are separating it from categories. You are separating it from old archetypes that's connected to whatever that religion is, and you are placing it where it belongs, in the spiritual, amongst spiritual people. And then you'll start understanding that faith is not just about good stuff. Hear me? Faith is not just about relating to the creator, but faith is a force within us that once we exercise it and utilize it, it will work for good or for bad. It will work for positive or for negative. Again, when people are used to hearing this in a religious sense, they think it's, oh, I use faith to get good stuff. Oh, I use faith to get my bill paid. I use faith so that my body can be healed. I use faith and God opened the door for Junior to get out of jail. They think faith is only associated with good stuff. They don't know, again, this is an Old Testament text, that as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you have faith to think and believe that you are nothing, then you're going to manifest a lifestyle that continues to mirror back and reflect to you that you are nothing, because that faith in you being nothing is causative. It is a cause that also manifests an effect. So people don't understand that faith, hear me, which again, from quantum mechanics terminology, is an intention of the observer. It is an intention of the observer, and the observer in its intention already believes it knows the outcome of what the subatomic particles are going to do. In our case, we believe we already know the outcome. Understand that that wave, which exists in infinite potential, will take on the intention of the observer. Faith takes on the intention of the observer. And if the intention of the observer is negative, if the intention of the observer is laced with low self esteem, low self worth, self loathing, self hatred, scarcity mentality, I, limited mentality, cynical about the world, derogatory, deceitful, shame, whatever it is, if that is your faith, if that is your intention, that is what you will see show up in your world because what you believed it. As a spirit being who exercises and exerts this intention on matter, then the matter reflects back to us what the intention of the observer was, what the faith of the observer was, what the causation or the causative intention of the believer. See, believers not just associated with religion, believers associated with any spiritual being such as us. And we can believe in the best or we can believe in the worst. And from time to time, as we say, I honestly believe the creator, source, and sustainer or people connected to you send light into your darkness. Some people are manifesting more and more darkness themselves. Now realize that they are creating this darkness. And the only way sometimes they're getting light is what I deem by grace and mercy of the divine, of the creator, of God, and sometimes the people connected to them because they continue to manifest with their thinking in their imagination, with their speaking, more and more doom and gloom all the time, every day. And they don't realize that their faith in doom, their faith in the gloom, their faith in the downside of life, their faith in the struggle of life, their faith in stuff being hard. Yeah, we got a faith in stuff being hard. I ain't even gotten into deep into my notes yet. Let me just flow a few minutes. We got faith in life being hard. I'm going to say it again. We got faith in life being hard. We got faith that life is hard. We got faith in relationships being hard. Why relationships got to be hard? We got faith in money being hard to come by. We got faith in it being hard to be healthy. We got faith, watch this, in it being hard to get what you want out of life. And because we have faith that stuff is supposed to be hard, what else is it going to be? This is why some people are so amazed. They're so amazed that when something happens easy in their life, they're shocked. That was easier than what I expected. Yes. And thank the divine, thank God, thank the source, thank the sustainer, or thank that part of you that's still clinging to hope and is still trying to manifest something positive, something easy. Whatever it is that caused you to experience the easy, you ought to be thankful for it because you have been programmed to think it's supposed to be hard. Whether it's a hard, difficult, challenging upbringing, whether it is these principles that have been installed within you by your family, by your community, by your culture, by your society, whatever it is, people have an investment in their faith to manifest a hard situation. Hard, like, oh, yo, it's going to be hard to pay for college. Oh, it's going to be hard to make that car note. Oh, it's just going to be hard to find somebody I can vibe with. Oh, it's just going to be hard to find somebody like me. And when you say these things, when you think these things, when you imagine these things, you are causing these things because faith is a causative force. I wish I had more likes and hearts going on right now. It's based on your inner conviction, faith in that text, pistis, conviction of religious truth concerning God is the substance, the word substance Hypostasis, it's assurance. It is the assurance. It is the confidence, family, of things hoped for. The word hoped in that text merely means expectation or expectation of something good. Now, I want people to understand right now that faith works with expectations. I want you to type it in the comment section because faith and hope equal manifestation. I want you to type it in the comment section. Faith plus hope equals manifestation. Type that in the comment section. Faith plus hope equals manifestation. Faith plus hope equals manifestation. Now, hear me. Typically, we use hope in a positive way, and it should be used in a positive way. But I want to say, as it relates to the definition of expectation, I want you to understand that expectation is based on self-definition. I'm going to say it again. Expectation is based on self-definition. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. And it's kind of rhetorical, but I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not going to ask you what you believe. I'm going to ask you, what do you expect? I'm going to ask you, what do you expect? But I am going to ask you a real question. I am going to ask you a real question. After I just asked that, let me ask you this question. I ask you, what do you expect? So I'm going to ask you another question. Have you noticed in your life how you tend to get what you expect? Have you noticed that? I'm asking a question, and your answer might be no. If it's no, that's fine. Yes or no. Have you noticed that you tend to get what you expect? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that you tend to get what you expect? Have you noticed that? Yes or no? Okay. Yes or no? Okay. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Want to get in on that? Your answers are your answers. There are no bad answers here on this program. They're all good to me. Okay, thank you. We got people responding. Okay, so watch this. If you expect it at some point in time, heartbreak. Have you noticed how you tend to experience heartbreak? Have you noticed that most of the time when you expect there to be a no, there is a no? And when I say expect again, the intellectual component of our existence is using both inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning in its estimations and calculations. The brain is the predictive prophet. Remember, trying to predict outcomes before it happens based on logic. So we're all within ourselves trying to predict outcomes every moment. Hear what I'm saying today. It's why you pretty much know what a movie is going to be like within the first 10 to 15 minutes, because you've seen other movies with similar plots, and you figure so and so is the antagonist, so and so is the protagonist, and you figure at some point in time there's a spy in the midst, or there's somebody who not what they say they are, and sure enough later on it comes out in the midst. That is the predictive aspects of what the brain can provide. So everybody has expectations. But have you noticed how when you expect certain things, family, it tends to happen? Now, many times people think that these expectations, watch this, they think that these expectations, in terms of their ability to analyze or be analytical concerning what they're processing, is what causes the thing to be the truth. We think that it happened the way we concluded it would happen, family, because a series of empirical data, the analysis of empirical data, along with our past experience, informed us that this is the way it ends. And I'm not saying that that's not true, because it's true in many cases. But have you considered that your faith in the end, based on your analysis, is what could actually be, excuse me, creating a manifestation of an end that does not necessarily have to happen for you just because it happened last time, or just because it happened in 15 other people's lives? Have you considered that your analysis or your estimation is creation? Lord have mercy. I'm going to say it again. Have you considered that your intellectual estimation is creation? Thoughts are things, family, and thoughts create things. But seriously, have you considered that your intellectual estimation is creation? Am I making any sense to anybody? So you intellectually estimated a drop off because somebody told you you should expect a drop off, because your reliving history told you you should accept a drop off. This is why we're constantly misdiagnosing people. We're constantly misdiagnosing situations. Watch this. We're constantly treating good stuff bad and treating bad stuff good. We are predicting based on our intellectual estimation, not knowing that this prediction is creation. Lord have mercy. That's a better way of saying it. This prediction is creation. I'm going to say it one more time. This prediction is creation. It is the creation by faith of an end state or an end result. Oh, somebody. That's why you knew it, because you created it. You knew it because you already created it. I'm gonna say it again. This might be different for some of y'all. It's a young folks say it might be hitting you differently, but hear me. You knew it because you created it. Listen to me. Let me tell you something, family. I lived and continue to fight my way out of thinking that my thoughts are just my thoughts and don't impact my reality. Meaning that before I can come to the conclusion, like I used to come to the conclusion, watch this, because it moves from the intellectual and the spiritual being to a place of an attachment of an emotion and the attachment of a faith. And from that, in that process, I'm going to manifest the thing. And I start realizing, okay, it may have happened like that last time, but this is not what I want the outcome to be this time. In other words, what I'm worried about being the outcome most likely will be the outcome, because I have faith in my worry. My worry is based on the present empirical data and the present ability for me to logically be inductive and deductive to come to a conclusion of what I think the outcome is. Not understanding that if I'm thinking and believing that the outcome is, even if it's negative and has a track record to prove it's negative, doesn't mean it has to be negative this time. I have an opportunity to consciously create a different outcome with faith, by knowing. Woo-hoo. I love the text about Abraham staggering out of the promises of God through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to God. You can't stagger and wagger when you are exercising faith. You've got to know that you know that you know. But more importantly, the point I'm making to you is you've got to understand and recognize that within the thinking and the feeling, you're creating. Help me here, family. Within the thinking and the feeling, you are creating. I'm going to say it again. Within thinking and feeling, you are creating. Period. You are using your abilities as a spiritual being. Spiritual beings have the ability to have faith, to wield faith, to control faith, to aim faith, to attach whatever attentions we desire to faith. And we are always creating stuff. Catch this, because faith is a causative. It is a causative. It is causative within itself. It is a causative force. Did I make any sense to anybody? Did I make any sense to anybody? I remind you, Paul says we walk by faith, meaning we're living by faith, we're thinking by faith, we're imagining by faith, and not by visual acuity, not by the occipital lobe, not by the interpretations of the brain, not by the physical. We're living by the spiritual. We're living, watch this, by faith that resides within the mental as well. That is how we are living. That is how we are co-creating. That is how we are manifesting. And I say this to you, faith, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I don't even know. I might not even get to my new material today. This is good. I got to let it flow. Faith is the state of consciousness that assumes the reality of the unseen. Faith is the state of consciousness that assumes the reality of the unseen. And family, again, I bring this up to you. The reality of the unseen, family, doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be positive. Your reality of the unseen could be tragedy. Your reality of the unseen could be fear in faith of the thing to turn out sideways or upside down. Watch this, because that's what seems to happen to you, according to what you tell yourself, according to the faith that you have in the life that you live. That things just don't work out for you and things just have to be hard for you. So watch this. Your state of consciousness of the unseen is an unseen that will become seen, that totally causes you or constantly, excuse me, and consistently brings pain, suffering, struggle, and misery to your life. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope somebody's hear what I'm saying. This is why I tell people, family. This is why I tell people. When people get diagnosed with something, and I've shared these statistics with you before. For example, statistics prove that when people get diagnosed with cancer, they typically die quickly or get worse after they know they have it versus before they knew they had it. You know why? Because the mind starts utilizing its abilities depending on how you were conditioned. You start thinking, I got this, I got this. Once you start thinking, I got this, you start thinking, I am this. I want you to understand you have 100% ability. You have 100% faith ability to manifest what you believe is on the other side of I am. So if I am cancer, then you have 100% ability to manifest more. If I am broke, busted, and disgusted, you have 100% ability, family, to manifest being more broke, busted, and disgusted. Again, faith is a spiritual term. The religions hijacked it. It is for all spiritual beings. And whatever faith you release, negative or positive, up or down, left or right, is going to manifest and bring you the outcome you both, watch this, knew plus hoped or expected. It's going to equal the manifestation. Catch what I'm saying today. Hear my heart today. So I want you to really recognize it is a state of consciousness because it is a causative force. So when you're in this state of consciousness, and remember, your intellect contributes to the state of consciousness. What you're imagining and what you're thinking contributes to the state of consciousness. And what you're feeling or emoting contributes to the state of consciousness. Your awareness of things, which is going to be based on the first one or two things I said to you, contributes to your state of consciousness. So if your state of consciousness is tainted by darkness and tainted by losing and tainted by being last and tainted by being a victim and tainted by rejection and tainted by thinking, the worst about yourself and tainted by expectation or a faith that somehow, some way, the bottom always falls out in your life. If watch this, your faith is in Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. If your faith is what's in an outdated version of you that no longer exists except in your mind, it don't even exist in space and time, keeps dictating to you more and more failure, more and more abandonment. Come on here, somebody. More and more struggle. Then this is what you're going to manifest. It's got nothing to do with the creator. It's got nothing to do with this devil guy. It's you. Help me here. Help me here, Spirit of God. It is us who's doing the creating. It is us who's doing the manifesting. It's because, watch this, your state of consciousness that's driven by faith as a spiritual being keeps bringing this stuff in your life that you keep thinking belongs in your life, that you keep creating and putting in your life. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. It is a state of consciousness. This is what I want you to recognize. And once you shape and cultivate and curate that in the way you want life to be, family, then this is what's going to happen for you. People keep begging God for things he's saying, I've empowered you to do. Faith is the acceptance of a new reality before it becomes visible. I'm going to say it again. Faith is the acceptance of a new reality before it becomes visible. Oh my goodness. Family, in the comment section real quickly, name one thing in the comment section that you desire right now. Put it in the comment section. One thing you desire right now. Let me look at my time. I'm going to have to shut it down in a few minutes. Put one thing in the comment section that you desire. Type it in the comment section real quickly. We all family here. One thing, we won't judge you for it. If you want, you get you some. We won't judge you for it, but whatever. What one thing? What one thing? What one thing? Put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. Let's see. I got a home here. Okay. Okay. I got a home here. Anybody else? We got a home. Anybody else? Anybody else? One thing you desire, right quickly. One thing you desire. One thing you desire, real quickly. A trip, all right? Bigger income. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's look at this. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So, from what you've heard me teach and what I'm teaching today, so faith. Let's look at this. Let's look at the home. We're gonna use the home illustration. Faith is the substance, the assurance of things hoped for. So faith is a conviction of religious truth or conviction of truth related to God's source, sustainer, or the spiritual dimension. It is the assurance of hope or the assurance of expectation. So watch this. The expectation is the home. When I'm expecting the home, family, this is what I want you to see. When I am expecting the home in my imagination, which again is a part of my psychological construct, my mental construct, my mental framework, the ability to not only think, but the ability to create vision, the ability to envision, have vision inwardly, vision within, which is how pretty much everything is created on this plane. I see it. So my brother has to see the home. He has to not only see the home in first person. People teach second person and third person. I prefer first person. You can do first person or second person if you want to. I prefer first person where I'm not just looking at the home, I am in the home. I'm not watching the home on a movie screen. I'm inside the home, walking around, walking up and down those steps, turning on the water in the sink, making love to my wife in the bedroom. Come on now, taking a shower in my shower that's separate from my big old tub. Did you hear what I said? Going out to my car in my garage. I am, watch this, in my imagination, living in the home. Mm. The expectation is a home. Hear me. So I am already living in the home. The expectation, which is hope, is what I'm living in right now. Hear what I'm saying today. Hear what I'm saying today. Let's see. What's that text? What's that text I'm looking for? Somebody, I want my sister to put up Romans 8:24 through 25. I want to show you something in the biblical text. Romans 8:24 through 25. The expectation, family, is the expectation is I got to not say to the extent, watch this, I'm going to speak the home, but first I've got to see myself living in the home. There you go. There you go. There we go. The terminology he's using right now, and we're waiting on that text to come up in Romans 8:24 to 25. He says, I felt the memory of my family members enjoying themselves in my home. Now, watch this. This is what we must really embrace about faith. In the faith creation, we've got to see faith creation. Understand that faith is also memorization. I want somebody to type that in the comment section. Faith is memorization. Faith is memorization. I want somebody to type that. Faith is memorization. Paul says, and I'm picking up at the second line there, but hope that is seen is not hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. So hear me. Hope, I wanted to use that text because I want you to realize that hope is a part of the creative process. Your hope is invisible, but hope, when it hooks up to faith, manifests in the visible. Now, hear what I'm saying today. When you and I are believing for something, using our faith for something, when we create in our imagination, hear me, by faith, we are creating from the end state. Always remember, faith creates from when it's done, from the time frame and the moment that it's done. That's all it sees. It doesn't worry about stuff in between. It sees the end state. But what I want to powerfully bring to your attention today is that imagination is extracting from memorization. Lord have mercy. In other words, faith believes that it's already done. It is the substance, the assurance, the confidence of things hoped for. It is the evidence. Watch this, the proof. So he's got the faith inside him of the home. He's living in the home. Watch this. If our resident therapist is living in his home, then he's living in his home in that vision from a finished work, from a finished thing. What he's really seeing is what's already done. If it's already done, it's got to be a memory. It's not just imagination, it's a memory. And watch this. I don't want to swing too deep for y'all, but what I want you to see is there is a him that is already in the home. He is merely using his faith to access a version of him that already lives in the home with family. And what he's seeing is a memory of himself, the version of him that already has secured the home with his beautiful family in it. Catch this, catch this. You're thinking he's creating something from now. He's really creating something from what's already done. Because everything we're having faith for is finished. Hear what I'm saying today. When you get your car, it's finished. Even if right now they're making your car on the assembly line, when it gets to you, it doesn't come to you in pieces. It comes to you finished. The home, even if they're building it from the ground up, he officially physically moves into the home when the home is completed. Hear what I'm saying today. So what he is seeing is faith echoing a memory of what's already done. Good God, I feel like running some. Catch what I'm saying today. Some of y'all have bought cars like this. You saw yourself driving your car. I want you to understand that was a memory of you driving your car. That's why it felt like deja vu when you got in the car and test drove the car. It's like, I've been here before. Yes, you were there before. When you imagined it, when you saw it, when you had a feeling about a car, or sometimes that dream, you thought it was a dream. It wasn't a dream. It was you, the version of you that already had the car communicating a memory to you in the dream. I want y'all to start realizing dreams are not just functions of the imagination. Dreams are the function of what's of manifestation. Dreams are the functions of memorization. There are versions of you, family, that already have the things that you've been consciously thinking about, that you've been praying for, that you've been meditating about. And that version of you is communicating to a past you to say, we already here, baby. Hold on, be encouraged, hang in there. I'm living in that house. I'm in that dream relationship. I finished that degree. I have that ministry. I have that business. Come on here, somebody. Or I am retired, or income is flowing exponentially, or I am steep deeply in my career and progressing forward. When you have that dream, when you have that imagination, and you make that real connection, you know when you made the real connections in your meditation, when you feel like you're not even in your body no more. Neville calls it the bridge of incidents. That's when you know you've really connected to that you that is already living your intention, already living your faith. Come on here, somebody. Since the portal opened, I've been having all kinds of spiritual and mystical experiences. I just had an encounter with a version of myself the other night that was slimmer. You know why I had that encounter with the version of myself that is slimmer? Because I had created by faith a version of me. The thing that I'm saying that I'm trying to manifest is to be slimmer, 20 to 30 pounds slimmer. Hear what I'm saying today. Why is it that in my encounter last night, there was a version of me that's already slimmer revealing itself to me? And I know now it wasn't just a dream, because these things have revealed to me how it happens. It's not just fictitious or a figment of somebody's imagination, it's memorization. That me was saying, I know you've had some discouragement. I know you had this, that, and the other, but this is you made it. This is me. This is you, baby. This is you. I'm talking, this is me from another version of me from another place in time, what we call our future. But the future is really a linear term, because everything in the spirit realm and in the quantum level is in simultaneity. It all exists at one time. I don't have time to get into it, but that me, and I looked, I'm like, wow, my face was slimmer, everything was slimmer. I got the message. It wasn't just about what other things were going on that that version of me was doing in the moment. I needed to see. I needed to see. My version of me knew I needed to see that this is already done. This is already completed. This is already finished. Hey, 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 hey. My God, I feel like running. I feel like running right now. Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. It's the acceptance. It's the acceptance, family. It's the acceptance of a new reality. A new reality. That's what it is. The acceptance of a new reality that becomes visible. hmm And last but not least, let me put it in here. I'm gonna hang my hat on this one. I didn't even get into what I want to really talk about today. Well, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Catch this. Catch this. I just made this point. Faith, it is living from the desired end, not towards it. Not towards it. Catch this. Catch this. And let me put this quote up, and I'm going to be done. Family. Okay. My sister Brenda, she's on here. Brenda Harris, she goes to my brother's church there, a great spiritual church. And she wants to take a trip. So here we go, Brenda. You're going to get your trip. You know how you're going to get your trip? Let me tell you how you're going to get your trip. You're going to take these principles today and you're going to see yourself on the trip. I prophesied a trip to Vivian and it happened. A beautiful, lavish trip where she just on a resort. She just it happened. It took 1 or 2 years. It came to fruition. See, watch this. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. I feel this. Brenda is going to pray and go into a meditative state, and she is going to see herself on the trip of her desire. She's going to smell the air from the ocean or whatever it is. She's going to feel the sun beaming down on her face. Hear what I'm saying? She may even decide what she's wearing on that trip and who she's with on that trip. If she wants to go to a beach, she's going to feel the sand between her toes. She's going to feel the heat of the sunlight beaming down the back of her neck or the front of her face. Come on now. Or she might be drinking a Mai Tai. She might be hanging out. I don't know. But she's going to live in that before she goes to bed. She's going to live in that when she wakes up in the morning. Come on here, somebody. She's going to embody that so deeply. And Brenda, once you have this, you sense and feel this connection a few times for you, it might take a week. I don't know, 2 weeks. But once you really connect and you come back, watch this, from that inner journey and like, wow, I was actually there. I felt like it actually, I really could feel it. Then that's when it's done. You won't have to imagine it after that. You won't have to meditate on it after that. You won't have to pray about it after that. Hear what I'm saying today. It's done. And then she's going to be telling us, because she's living from the desired end, that end is going to manifest. And then she's going to come back to this platform at some point in time and tell us either she's on her way to the trip or she's taken the trip. Catch what I'm saying today. Now, hear me. There was some place I wanted to go a couple months ago, family. Felt like I needed to go there. I felt like I had to be there. So you know what I start doing? Before I went to bed at night, I saw myself in that city with that person before I went to sleep. And I would say a few things right before I was drifting off into sleep. And then I would create this image of where I was in that particular town. I did this for about 1 week, 2 weeks. I don't quite remember. I did it for a certain amount of days. Okay. It got to the point where I knew it was done. I was telling people it's done. I'm going here, blah, 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 so forth and so on. I didn't concern myself with money, although I included it in the manifestation process. I didn't concern myself with transportation. I just saw myself there. Catch what I'm saying today. I just saw myself there. Let me tell you what happened. One of my loved ones, who's like a brother to me, reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to go to such and such place, and I want you to go with me." There it is. So I ended up going. Watch this. The person drove through here, picked me up, and we made our way to our destination. Hear what I'm saying today. I didn't need my own transportation. Brand new transportation was provided. Hear what I'm saying today. I was expecting money to manifest that hadn't hit yet, but everything I wanted to do on the trip, I did. Everything I needed to do on the trip, I did, including paying for all the gas, round trip. Did you catch what I just said there? All because I didn't beg. I ain't go on no 21-day fast. Lord, help me. Send this money. Help me go on that trip. No. It was none of that. It was me seeing the end in that city. Catch what I'm saying. Having a good time, enjoying myself. In that place. Then it was created. The outcome was created as to how I would get there. And trust me, when that person reached out to me and said, "I want to go, and I want you to go with me," I knew that was it. I started smiling within myself. This is it right here. So what I'm saying to you, Sister Brenda, is this. What I'm saying to you, Brenda, is this. Yeah, yeah. See yourself on that trip, enjoying that trip. Know it's done. Enjoy the vacation spot of your choosing and watch the three-dimensional physical world align and submit to your inner creation as a powerful, dynamic, spiritual being. I love this quote, and I'm going to continue to put it up. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. End quote. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. I want you to type in the comment section. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. Type that in the comment section. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. Type that in the comment section for me. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. Type that in the comment section. Anybody else? I didn't see nobody else put nothing up. And guess what? Last but not least, before I get off here, I'm going to connect with Brenda in the spirit. I'm going to partner with Brenda in the spirit for the manifestation of the trip. And I'm doing it now. I thank you, Creator Source and Sustain. Use the power, the methodology, and strategies, the great Yeshua. And I partner with Brenda, and I thank you for that wonderful, easily paid for, fulfilling trip for Brenda. It is so, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, it's done. We're in partnership. Anybody else? Anybody else have something they're believing for? Anybody else have something they're believing for? They're believing God for you. You want to happen. Mystical said, blue waters. Faith is loyalty to the unseen. Listen, whether it is finances, whether it is healing in your body. Let me say this, and people who know me know I'm not exaggerating. I have prayed in the last 30 years for thousands of people. When I spoke in churches and traveled different parts of the country, even outside of the country, the prayer lines would be out the door sometime or at the back of the church, even big churches. I would pray for people and prophesy to people. People would fall out on the floor, people would be healed instantly. So my point is, I have prayed for thousands of people who've been healed physically and mentally of all kinds of diseases. But I brought that up to say the manifestation of healing went to the next level in my life family, for on behalf of other people, because I'm praying for people, was when I start being able to see in my mind the event happening before I even prayed. You didn't hear me. I knew when where the presence was moving, I could speak where the presence was moving and the presence would move. I could speak where the power is manifesting in warmth and heat, and it would manifest. Catch what I'm saying today. Catch what I'm saying. It's because I created it, the vision, like the woman with the issue of blood who had decided the physical mechanics of how her healing would manifest. This is what I would do for people time after time after time after time, and healing would manifest in my body. I know it works. And I'm encouraging you right now to see your in, to see the healing and the wholeness, if that's what you're looking for, to see as our dear friend Pamela, the education. Now watch this. I want Pam, if she wants education, I don't want her to see herself in school. I want her to see herself graduating, and it's paid for. And the way she can see it is however she constructs. She might be having a conversation with her beautiful daughter and saying, I'm so happy. This is my graduation date and I'm debt free. She might be saying that in her own vision. Hear me. See the weight loss for Trina, Trina, create an image of yourself. You prayed and meditated, and thank God as you're looking into that mirror, that slimmer version of you, that is you. You're gonna start to have dreams about it. After you make the connection, your desires are going to change. Your appetite is going to change. You're going to be feel a download of instructions on things you can do that's going to be a part of your daily plan that's going to help manifest the dropping or the losing of weight. Trust me. But it's going to begin with a vision. Ooh, my goodness, my goodness. I feel that while I'm talking. I feel it while I'm talking right now. Yes, sir. That's my friend, Brother Brian White. He's healed. He's whole and is complete from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet. Yes. And I continue to sense and experience the resonance from the Holy Spirit, from the power of the divine in his spirit, his soul, and in his body. Oh my goodness. I even declare debt freedom. It is so, and so it is. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Mystical. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. So that's how you see it, Pam. And anybody else who has a desire that a thing you want to use faith for, see the end, live in the end, create that vivid experience. You are living in it, whatever it is. I have done this so many times without begging. Did y'all hear what I said? I just don't believe the real God wants you out here begging. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. You are made in that image. You have been given that power and authority. It's time for you to exercise it. Watch this unashamedly. Mhm. Unashamedly be the powerful you that you are. I want you to type in the comment section, I am powerful with God's permission, with the divine's permission. Come on, type that in the comment section. I am powerful with God's permission. Type that in the comment section. I am powerful with God. Now listen, shameless plug. This is my birthday week on the 16th of this month. I turn another less chronological year. I know some of you all are preparing to bless me on my birthday of that week. I just want you to know I'm taking pictures every day, all week. Still young. Right. And thank you guys because I am powerful. Yes, I am. It's great to say the power. Can you hear me now? What about the picture? Maybe I need to take that music down. Is it still choppy? Before I take the music down. What about now? Can you still see me? Let me know how the picture looks. It's better? Okay, good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Much clearer now. Thank you. Okay, good, good. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. $ AG Green or $ AG Green Enterprises. And I'm blessed. I believe I'm going to make it to that day on the 16th. And if you desire to give all week or on that day, I most certainly would appreciate that. But today, if you want to donate to the cause, you can do that by using those giving opportunities on the screen. Real quickly, tell me what you thought about the presentation today, and I'm going to release you. What did you think about the teaching today, real quick? Then I'm going to let y'all go. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I was going to exegete Romans 12:3. I'll do it if I remember to next week. But tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me how you're feeling in this moment. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for all of your love and for your support. And I just want to get some quick feedback before I get off here on today. And don't forget that video is still up about the Lions Portal if you want to go to Patreon and watch it. I'm going to do probably one more video on the integration of the new energy, power, and presence that many are experiencing during this time of year, how to fully integrate it into your life. So you want to be looking for that video as well. All right. Any feedback before I get off here? Let's see here. Brenda said, confirming word. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it when things are confirmed. I just love it when things are confirmed. Thank you. Great teaching. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. I appreciate your feedback. And I thank everybody who's giving now and who's also going to give this week. I appreciate all that you do. And again, even if you can't give anything financially for my birthday, it's fine. Send me your prayers, send me your thoughts. Just meditate on me on the 16th. And when you meditate, send me some love in your meditation. Send me, as the folks say, some good vibes in your meditations this week. I want it to be a great, great birthday. I don't go all out like some people do on their birthdays. I don't. I don't worry about stuff like that, a bunch of gifts, and I just really don't. I'm just glad to be here. But send me some good thoughts on that day. Link up with me in the spirit with your prayers and your meditations. And I am most certainly thankful for all of the love and encouragement that you send to me by the spirit, as well as tangibly. All right. Thank you so much for your awesome, awesome feedback. I love y'all so dearly. So dearly, more than what you could ever, ever, ever know. And I want you all to know that I am expecting great and greater things to take place in your lives, because we're all evolving, transforming, and ascending. All right. I release you with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing and nothing broken. It is so, and so it is. Your day is great and your week is great, not just because I decreed it, because you decreed it that it is so.